sweet Northern Liberties. Sometimes I walk around and I look at stuff and I go, would you look at that? For example, look at this. Not only is Gritty an American, but did you know he stands with Hong Kong? So today, what I'm doing is I'm just going to walk around and I'm going to see some stuff and I'm going to say, oh, would you look at that? There's Kobe. Yeah, that's really good. This is a little giant supermarket called Heirloom. I never heard of it. Cash, mobile pay cards. Oh, no cashiers at this store. Uh-oh. Know what's good about that supermarket? Ain't no old ladies writing checks. So I'm not a big fan of the giant supermarkets, but I'm also not a fan of old ladies writing checks. So I hate old ladies writing checks more than I hate giant. Therefore, I would shop there. Would you look at that? Have you, like, I see a lot of these older painted signs, right? Like old painted. This is a new painted advertisement. That's pretty awesome. This is Girard Ave. And right off the Second Girard. If you ever see these in the city, there's you'll see like a completely white bike, and they represent a person who was driving a bike that was killed somewhere in this area. So this bike was dedicated to Antonio Sandoval. And yeah. Would you look at this? This guy, he doesn't pick up his dog dirt. His dog dirt, as my grandmom would call it. And so this guy took a picture of him, made copies, and printed that, and then walked around and stapled them. This says the Ye Old Marlboro Inn, a residential hotel since 1857. And this building here, up until about 10 years ago, this was the oldest tavern in Philadelphia. But yeah, I think that closed in like the early 2000s. And at the time of closing, it was the oldest tavern in Philadelphia. It doesn't matter. This is the free Blockbuster in Fishtown. I got the first 5 seasons of The Big Bang Theory. I think I got our bedtime show for the night, for the rest of the year. That's pretty awesome. Would you look at that? I'm standing in the middle of Girard Ave, and that Bank of America has been there for a while. There's not many heroes I have in life, and I don't know this man's name, but there was a guy who went to that bank, and then they gave him a fee he did not agree about, so he got that sign made. So the guy who lives at this house had an overdraft fee or some type of fee, and he was not happy about it. So he got this sign made and screwed it into his wall to his house. The manager of the Bank of America called the police, which is the station's only a block away, and he said, hey, this guy has a sign on his house. You gotta tell him to take it down. So the cops went to the guy's house. They knocked on the door and they said, yo, we take the sign down? And he said, no. And the cops said, okay. And that was it. That sign's been there, I don't know. I can't tell you how many years. It's been there for at least 5-10 years. I don't know. But heroes of Philadelphia. And I agree, too. I used to bank with Bank of America. I hate Bank of America. And there's a lot of murals in Fishtown. Look at this. And you got these cool little Sixers. Would you look at that? I call them the Richter scale houses. I don't know what this is. There's a house like this in Port Richmond. There might be a few houses, but very The Richter scale house. Would you look at that? Check out this house. It's going to take me forever to get home if I really do this, if I stop every time I see something. This is at Boston and Gall Street. Check out this old storefront. Not many still like this around. It looks like it used to be a hoagie shop. The hero you see in this painting is Battalion Chief Michael R. Goodwin Sr. He's lost in the line of duty protecting the citizens of Philadelphia. Before becoming a firefighter, Goodwin proudly served his country in the United States Navy. He was a Fire Class 153, served the longest duration of his 29-year career at this station, and answered his last alarm call on April 6, 2013. Not many firehouses have that going on and around its roof. It looks like it. It smells like it. Flemish Bond at Cahawk's Pool. Who the hell knew Flemish Bond was on the side of Cahawk's Pool? I had no idea. Flemish Bond. You know how many times I used to climb this wall to sneak into that pool? And not once did I ever say, hey, this looks like Flemish Bond. Part of the reason was I didn't know what Flemish Bond was until 2 years ago. But this design here. This is how we used to sneak into the pool. You would you put your foot on this pole, and then you just jump over that fence. And it's skinny enough for kids to fit in. So, probably the dumbest
security fence ever.
Like, would you look at that? Flemish Bond at Cahawk's. Well, look, that's enough of me looking. I've been doing this for 4 hours now. I'm never going to get home if I keep looking at stuff. So, hey, if you like this video, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up. And while you're at it, hit subscribe. Don't forget to check out my merch. Get a Everyone's Favorite Jules t-shirt, or a Mrs. Captain t-shirt, or a Philly Captain t-shirt, or a Rick the Puppy t-shirt, or a Stewie the Chihuahua t-shirt. Did I mention we have t-shirts? Check out my merch. 'Tis fire. And if you want to help me out, there's a link below in every video to my Patreon. You get a monthly postcard if you give me $5 or $10 or more, and you get some bonus videos. Well, make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll sail with you later. Toodles!